Hello Dominators! This time we're in war against the Lab, and these guys are top 100 alliance and one of the strongest alliances we have actually ever faced in the war. And also it's a bit unfortunate matchup because our bases are far less developed than theirs. But nevertheless we will give the toughest battle that we can. I'm taking number 3. This we rated as one of the hardest bases that they had, probably in top 3 or something like that. As you can see, this guy has quite an interesting base layout. It is a maze type layout with the Forbidden City and town center quite far apart. So for this occasion I actually use the War Academy, and without further ado, let's jump into that. So first of all, I would like you guys to see that the Forbidden City placement and the town center placement are in a perfect distance from each other, because you can see from these yellow lines, these are the lines or areas that I need to come into in order to be able to start hitting the town center or Forbidden City with my howitzers. So what I'm usually looking for in the bases is for those two areas to match up, for example here. Then I could rally my troops in the matching area so that my howitzers would be able to take down both Forbidden City and town center. In this base, in top 100 alliance bases, that's what you usually see, that the placements is pretty perfect. You cannot have this rally location, so I need to find another solution. And my solution would actually be to start from this bottom side, bottom right hand side, I would say, because if you can look at the base, then the center of the base is here. So most of the defenses and of course the Forbidden City and town center are rather on the bottom right hand side, and basically this top left hand side, this is pretty empty. So you wouldn't like to start dropping your troops here, because if you drop here, you cannot basically support your troops with the fighter planes, because if you start fighting here, the fighter planes would come from the bottom right hand side, and basically they would be taken down by the air defenses. So altogether, starting from the bottom right hand side or somewhere in this area is the right way to go. Also, maybe for the hunter killer, next time I would really reorganize the placement of the Versailles. At this point it doesn't really give any value, because you wouldn't like to start from the top anyways, and if the guy will start from the top, you will have very hard time to reach your town center or Forbidden City. So basically it's useless at the moment. I would place it rather here in place of the barracks, or maybe somewhere here, because this would be also maybe one option to go into the base. But then let's go to the actual attack. So first of all, what I would like to show you is a couple of important things when I was choosing my drop point. So the strongest enemy that usually always spawns, or I need to find the solution, is the Khan. You can see the Khan 10 ties radius, it's immense. So basically I will start dropping my troops somewhere here next to the barracks, so I'm actually outside of the range of the Khan ties, luckily. So that's a good thing. And the other thing is that this mortar will not reach my troops when I start spawning here as well. So what I would do is I would spawn my troops, and as a next step I would use Blitzkrieg. That would reach all of these important defensive units spawning buildings and also Khan Academy. Khan Thai, sorry. And I would like to delay the Khan to spawn because I would like it to reach my troops when I'm actually rallying them on my rally location and using strength of the gladiator. Then the Khan would fall in a matter of seconds, and that's my plan. So after my troops are spawned, a couple of the officers will probably pretty quickly take down this factory here, and I would clear the heavy tank with my fighter planes. As a fourth step, I would use sabotage on the fort as well as the mortar, because then by that time already most of these defensive buildings here are cleared out, and I can rally my troops to my first rally location. And the first rally location will be in the middle here, next to the bunker and anti-air defenses. Because on this location you can see my officers would be just in reach for the Forbidden City, Fort, Mortar. All these important defensive buildings would be taken down just like that. And then I would use, of course, my Protect and the Gladiator Strength, and this would help me clear out. And by that time, I believe also Khan will come and find its end around here. Then, of course, I still need to reach the town center with 1 minute and 15 seconds. I would use decoy here, because this is a good placement. It would get most of these defensive spawning units dealing with the decoy, while I can actually support it with my fighter planes. On top of that, I would use sabotage here to lock the town center to prevent officers from spawning, as well as take down the anti-air defenses, because then I can attack both from the bottom and also from the top with my fighter planes, and because most of the units will be attacking this decoy here. And then by that time I could use rally on the town center and take it down within 1 minute and 15 seconds. Also, if the first sabotage will start to fade, I would use a second one here, maybe on the bunker or somewhere here to make sure that I get the town center on top of the couple of defensive buildings. And hopefully at this point we have basically won the battle already. And actually I have a good question now. There was one big mistake in this attack plan. Did you spot it? And you can actually leave me in the comments if you actually spot it before I will start explaining it. Or of course, if you found some kind of other mistakes I made, then you can let me know as well, or ideas how to improve my attack. But basically the mistake I made in the planning was the following. You can see here I used my decoy before I locked the down center. And I learned this the hard way. Somehow I hadn't really thought about it, but the decoy activates all the traps, all the enemy defensive spawning buildings, so as well as the town center. And you can see in the battle that the mistake I made was I used the decoy and the town center spawned the officers. So it will be a tough battle, but let's see how it turns out. So first of all, let's take a look at what did we bring to the battle. So for this base I used 1 additional officers versus 1 tank than I usually do. So altogether I have 10 officers, usually I have taken 9. And also from the tactics I took 3 sabotage, 1 decoy, 1 protect, and 1 betrayal. And the betrayal I would recommend actually to swap for additional sabotage or decoy in the future. So let's see how we do. So first of all, quick drop with 3 fingers, and then the second step after that was basically to get my blitzkrieg on top of the anchor watt. And what happened now is, by mistake, I chose the wrong tactic. I put nicely just in the perfect place on the anchor watt. On the Acropolis, I used my sabotage instead of the blitzkrieg, so that messed up quite a bit my attack. So first of all, one of the heavy tanks got out of here, and also the Khan got out of his ties quite quickly. But still, actually, the Khan placement was quite good. I got it down with my Strength of the Gladiator, and what you saw here was my decoy usage just before I used the sabotage. And that was a big mistake, because you can see still one of these officers is still pounding on my troops, and that was just because I used the decoy in the town center range before I had locked it down. After this attack, of course, this mistake will never happen again, but luckily the overall plan was good enough for me to clear the base also with these 2 quite heavy mistakes. So I would say that it's good that the plan was as it was, so that it also fit in some human errors that I faced in the battle. And I will let you enjoy the rest of the battle. Thanks.